I actually wanted to be a heart surgeon. So after college, I got into a bunch of different medical schools, decided to go to Baylor in Houston because I wanted to be a heart surgeon, and where else would you go but Baylor? So I went to go work with DeBakey, and I did it, and I realized it just wasn't for me. So it was just a lot more mechanical. I mean, you didn't really get to know your patients, and I'm kind of a people guy. And so we didn't really get a chance to talk to patients much before surgery or after surgery, and other people followed them. And I just didn't like that. So I'm thinking, okay, well, what am I gonna do now? Because this is kind of the big plan. So I found this rotation that I could do in an elective, and the elective was this infertility elective. So I went to go work with a guy named Ron Young and then his whole team, and then I got introduced to the lab people, and that was it was over. And that was the moment at which I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna do cardiovascular surgery, I'm gonna do infertility. And I always wanted to go into private practice. So I looked around the country. Fortunately, I was offered a bunch of different jobs and different opportunities, but I had met Thomas Vaughn several years earlier. And he is a wonderful human being. And the more I looked at other opportunities, the more I realized I'm not gonna find an opportunity like this. And so I moved here in 1994, and we decided that we were going to grow his practice, which was already very successful, but we decided we were going to work together to grow it and really make something big and special, and that's what we did. Wow, tough question. What would I do if I didn't do infertility? It would be one of two things. I would play center field for the Los Angeles Dodgers, or I'd be a rock musician. I played keyboards, I played drums, and that's really kind of my passion. That's kind of what I do in the off time when I'm not working. And I really enjoy that. I love to travel. It's really great. I love to ride my bike. You can't tell it by looking at me, but I really like to work out. It's kind of fun. I love food, which is why you can't tell that I work out. I like to try new restaurants. I like to try different types of cuisine. And I like to check out restaurants in every city that I go to and try and see what I can find that's different. I've been in this field long enough that I remember when things were pretty basic. You know, I remember when we would do embryo transfers and we would have patients lay still for 8 hours. Now we have them get up, you know, right from the table where we do the transfer, put on their clothes and go home or go about their business. And that's just one small example. But when you think about the technology that we're using now, I mean, we're using artificial intelligence, we're using lasers to operate on embryos, we're examining the DNA inside the chromosomes, inside cells, inside embryos. And we do this all day, every day. It's phenomenal. I mean, I tell my patients all the time, God forbid you ever have to have infertility, but if you have to have it, now is the best time in the history of the world to have it, because there's so much that we can do. There's so much we can do about every single cause of infertility. There's so many treatments that we have, and they're all so effective. They've never been more effective than now.